Today, we're going to be summiting Snoqualmie Mountain, which is located in the Snoqualmie region of Washington. I came by in September on a Friday at around 11:30 a.m. and the parking lot was fairly full. A part of the reason is that this is a very popular hike, particularly for those visiting Snow Lake. It shares the same parking lot, and so this lot can fill up pretty quickly, especially during the weekends. Now, there are no signs indicating where the trailhead starts, but if you find yourself going along the Snow Lake Trail, you're going the wrong way. The trail starts just a few feet from the Snow Lake Trail, just on the right side. Now, prepare yourself for a pretty grueling hike. The elevation gain is going to be about 3,000 feet, and the distance to the top will be about 2.5 miles from the bottom. The trail itself is not necessarily groomed or paved, so make sure you got some good shoes on you. And because of the steep elevation and climb, I highly recommend hiking poles to make it easier on your knees, especially when you're making your way back down the mountain. So when you reach an area that is full of downed rocks and boulders, make sure to stay along the left path of the area. I saw some other group venture right, but believe they were making their way towards Guye Peak. So once you pass some of the tree covers, expect to see some beautiful, gorgeous, and panoramic views of the area. Just continue to make your way to the top, and depending on how you're feeling, you could definitely stop at certain areas and call it a day. But if you continue to make your way up, there are some areas where you will have to scramble a bit before reaching another trail. Once you make it to the top, tap yourself on the back because you've just summited one of the highest peaks in the Snoqualmie region. Alright guys, we finally made it to the top of Snoqualmie Mountain, and wow, just wow. I mean, if you think about all the sight that we saw coming up this hill, I mean, such magnificent views of basically like the Snoqualmie ski resort, for example. And I did notice, when I was looking at this hike the first time, I didn't actually notice that there was actually another hike that you can do, like a little bit of another tabletop type of hike that you could clearly see on the other side of the mountain. And so that's something I definitely have to do next time. And I don't exactly know what the name of that specific mountain or summit is called, but here we are at the top of Snoqualmie Mountain. And I want to say that, I don't know why it took me such a long time and I've held off on this hike for such a long time because, just clearly look at the fact that the views are simply amazing. And you get pretty much a panoramic view of everything in the surrounding area. And again, luckily for me today, beautiful, fairly clear skies. I mean, for the most part, you got some of the fog, some of the clouds rolling in, but otherwise, simply fantastic. And I want to say that this is generally a fairly popular hike, mainly for people who want to go to the Snow Lake. I know it's kind of hard to see from here, but definitely Snow Lake is pretty much on the other side of this hill, or sorry, on the other side of this cliffside over here. But otherwise, yeah. So it is a little bit challenging, I want to say. And when I say a little bit, I mean quite a bit, mainly because you're pretty much just starting from the bottom and you're just ascending all the way up top. And I do believe that the All Trails or Washington Trails Association's website does say that the elevation gain is about 3,000 feet. And I do want to say that the total hike for this was about 2.7 miles. So it was a little bit off-putting to see that I forget which website, did say that the hike was about 3 or 3.5 miles, indicating it would probably a round trip hike, where in fact it wasn't probably at that level. So I would say this is more close to like a 2.7 mile, basically ascent, straight shoot up towards the mountain. I do want to mention that there are some parts, so I would say, if you are a little bit skittish, a little bit scared of heights, this hike can be a little tricky for you, particularly when you start getting to the face cliff side of the mountain, where you are a little bit pretty much on the cliff side of the mountain. So basically just obviously don't look down, but also the fact that, you want to make sure you have nice, good, proper shoes. Because basically if you do slip, one small mistake can actually be a little detrimental to your health and to your life, obviously. But otherwise, if you feel gung-ho about it and you feel brave and say, you know what, I feel like conquering another mountain in Washington, definitely give Snoqualmie Mountain a definite try. Because yeah, actually, not sure why I held out for so long, but it's such a beautiful view up here. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching this episode of Let's Explore Life, of another summit view conquered in this part of Washington. So, yeah, just hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot.